AITAH for sending the police to my friend's house? I, 22 have this friend that I've known for a few years now. She used to be my English teacher in high school and is in her early 60s. After my junior year, I switched schools and she retired from teaching. Since then, we would talk and text. Then, after I turned 21, I was out of high school at this point, we would go places around town together. In June of this year, we went on a weekend trip to Nashville for their annual Pride Festival. She covered most of it and we shared a room and a bed, only because we were both tight on money at the time. Her being the older adult makes her a bit more well-off and resourceful. When I got back home, my aunt found out about it, grilled me with questions, and went on about how she thought it was weird that a woman her age who used to be my teacher would take a man my age with autism to Nashville and that she'd pay for most of the trip and that we'd share a room and a bed, suggesting that she's a groomer/predator/pedophile. I told her about all this and ever since then, things have been different. She's been acting really strange. I noticed that she hasn't reached out to me as often as she did and my calls and texts have gone unanswered more. My aunt essentially told me she'd be smart to avoid me since I told her how she felt about her. The last time we talked on the phone, it lasted for not even 30 seconds before she ended the call. It had been about a week that I heard from her. My calls went straight to voicemail. I grew worried, so much so that I decided to call the police and request a wellness check. I gave them all the details and, about an hour later, she sent me a text asking, "Did you send the police to my house?" I told her I did because I was worried about her since I hadn't heard from her in a little while and begged her not to be mad. A few minutes later, she called me and asked me the same question. I said yes and she was like, "Oh my God." It was pretty much the same conversation we had through text, only she said, sternly, "Do not ever do anything like that to me ever again. Do you understand me?" I repeated that I was just concerned for her and she told me to never do that again and second time and then hung up. AITAH?